Hello, 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 hello. How's everybody doing today? Everybody good? Good. Alright. Guess we can get started. Oh. Brain's not working. Hold on. Start, damn it. There. Huh. It's not working. Okay. Mark! How's Mark doing? And Gary. Garbler. Garboo? Sorry about that. Nato. Ah, Bossman, yes. Johnny. Hello. And VVG. What? Hey, cool. I'm about to learn a thing or two. Nah, probably not. I'm pretty sure you learn. I'm pretty sure you know more than me. This is just this stream is just because I didn't have anything prepared whatsoever. It's been a very busy week, so I'm just now touching. I'm touching KSP right now for the first time in a long time. Oh, well, actually, since last week. But there you go. I'm touching it. I touched it. It's quite slimy, but I touched it. Happy Saturday, buddy. Thanks for streaming. Oh, well, thank you for being here. Like I said, this is completely... none of this is planned. I had no time whatsoever to do anything. So, I figured, why not just do a how-to SSTO video for about an hour? You know, keep the algorithm happy. Hi, hello, VVG. Enter. I had an itchy feeling. Vales be streaming. 'Twas probably my guilt for booting up KSP myself. I should be watching Vales instead. No, you shouldn't. You should play to your heart's content. Yeah. Hi, Vales. How have you been? It's been a very busy week. I haven't had damn this lightning. I haven't had a chance to do anything with KSP, let alone anything else. Although I have been playing a little bit of Stormworks. I built a cool little car that doesn't need cooling. It's pretty cool. It's just air cooled, and there's no buttons or anything. You just hop in, start driving. It's all mechanical. It all works mechanically. You don't have to set anything up. You just hop in and start driving. You might have to fuel it up after a while, but other than that, you just hop in and start driving. It doesn't have any cooling or anything. It's just all air cooled. It's a 2-cylinder vehicle, and yeah, it's all mechanically. Everything's mechanical. It's all mechanically designed to work. No pushing buttons or anything. Just hop in and go. Anyway, Michael Vales, happy to see you, good sir. Happy to see you here too. Oh, cool. Yes, Vale, show us the Stormworks thingy. The internet waits. Rubs hands together. It's not finished, okay? It's not finished, alright? Maybe one day. It needs paint. Right now it just looks like a glorified golf cart. Yay, I caught another stream. Yes, you did. Let's get cracking. Hello? Oh, there it goes. Okay. Shit. Thank you. I'm okay. I'm not yawning at all, I swear. Alright. So, what I'm going to do first is I'm going to fly this thing. Because I put down 101 training, all that jazz. But in reality, well, it is training. So, if you don't know anything about SSTOs, you're going to learn a lot. If you know everything about SSTOs, you're going to be bored to tears. The first thing I'm going to show you is how to get a 36-ton... Well, no, I'm not going to show you how to do that, but this thing has a 36-ton payload and it's crooked. But what I'm going to show you is the type of flight plan that I use for air-breathing SSTOs. There's two different types of SSTOs. Actually, three. No? Yes. No? Yes. No? Yes, there's 3 different types of SSTOs. You have your air... No! 4. You have 4 types of SSTOs. This is one of them. This is the one with the advanced... What the fuck is it? Rapier engine. The Rapier. There are 4 different types of SSTOs. You have the jet engine rocket combo. You have the Rapier engines. You have the rocket only, and then you have the vertical rocket engines, or the vertical rocket takeoff with no wings. All right, so it's kind of like SpaceX in a sense. So this is the flight plan that I use for Rapier engine type SSTOs. I like to lick the water and then have it take off. This one I read is to move to about 500 meters per second. After 500 meters per second, you just let it go and it'll rise naturally by itself. And I'll show you what I mean. Gosh damn. Alright. And shit, how do you work this thing? Oh, there we go. Alright, here we go. I can't hear shit. Settings, spacecraft. It might get a little loud, I'm sorry. I think it'll be fine. You might want to plug gears. Just a little bit. It's gonna be okay. Mark, maybe allow you to drink and ride. He'll smell drunk. Oh gosh. Here we go. Full power. Okay, maybe that's a little too much. Alright, set. Let's try that. The decibels! This laptop is snorting coke. Come on, damn it! Alright, so what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to keep the nose level till it says about 500 meters per second. So I dip down. Whoa, it's too much. Stay. Might have fucked up a little bit, just a little bit. Hold on. There we go. Okay. I think we're good. Alright, Alright, it's at 500. I'm not going to put any more inputs into it. That's it. We're done. Let me read chat. Oh my gosh. I forgot public transport is extra crowded today. Oh gosh. Yeah. I like to sip water personally, but you do you. Everyone, don't forget to hit that like. Oh, thank you, Michael. I don't know Jack about SSTO, so this is perfect. Oh, great. Damn, hi, I don't know you, but YouTube just recommended you this live stream, and maybe because I keep watching random KSP videos. Yeah, you're going to understand that when you watch my streams, I kind of go back and forth through time. And that's just because... there you go. So, okay, loud but sound packed, yeah. What's the tonnage on the craft? I don't know, but it's carrying a 36-ton payload to orbit. Hey, hope I'm not here too late. No, we just started. Hello, Space Cult. Space Cult. I'm late. No, you're not. What is this weather mod? It is called... Shit. No, it's not called... it's called... Volumetric Clouds? Is that what I want to say? It's made by... Gosh, damn it. I'm having a brain fart here. Somebody in chat, tell him what it's made by. Damn it. You have to join his little thing in order to get it. It's only $5 a month. It's fine. It's on Patreon. You join up and you can download it. Veos is Time Lord. Time travel. Thanks. I would like to know too, I think, is Eve. No, it's Volumetric Clouds. Get on with it! Yes! Okay, get on with it! Alright, everybody, please. This is... You know what? We're going to do this. We're going to do this. We're just going to do this. There you go. Alright, might be a little loud. Here we go. We'll keep going. Now, you saw what I did, right? For this type of SSTO, for the air-breathing rapiers. I stayed level until about 500 meters per second, and then I just let it do its thing. Let the curvature of the planet dip under it, and just let it go. At 43,000 meters apoapsis up here, all right, is when I'm going to hit prograde down here and let it go into space by itself. Very easy. Here we go. Fuel? Yes, there are fuel in the wings. We do use the fuel that's in the wings. For sure. And the side pods. This right here, oxidizer, is for rockets. You need both. You need all. That's right, I forgot I still have that mod. What's it called? Firefly mod that I'm not really impressed with, by the way. I want to play with it. Maybe the settings are off, but I don't know. It feels like the stock is just better. Maybe I have the settings wrong. People say I have settings wrong, so I don't know. F2? But I need to see what I'm doing, damn it. I have my life settings wrong, but maybe that's a different thing. Oh no! Nightbot! He killed him! He killed him! Looks like we're about to crack into closed cycle mode. Yeah, I don't like this. This double ghost thing is just really, it's just not, it looks so bad. And I think it's the settings. I'm pretty sure it's the settings. I'm almost positive it's the settings. It has to be. Okay, we've popped into closed cycle. Approaching 43. Six. $37. Preparing prograde. $40. Oh, thank you, Nato. 42. And going prograde. Moving at the speed of light. Ooh. All 4 chairs turn. Is that not gorgeous, Fares? Yes, it's gorgeous. But I just don't like the. There's gotta be this double shit going on. It's gotta be a setting. There's no way that that's stock. You know that's meant to be like that. There's no way. I want it to be gorgeous. It has its flaws. Maybe it's the settings. I'm hoping it's the settings. I have to fuck with them later. All right, we're about to kill the engines. Oh gosh. A little too much. So I went a little overboard. We burned up a little bit more fuel than I would have liked, but now it's just 5 minutes until we reach apoapsis because I wasn't paying attention. Sorry. We have 312 meters per second left over. That's enough to get into orbit. I was kind of hoping that I would stop right around 72, but there you go. There's another one called Reentry Particle Effect Renewed. I like that one better. Okay. How many wing pieces does it have? I would say 6. Yeah, 6. 6 wing pieces. Well, actually, no, that's a tail. Never mind. Excuse me. Disable bow shock. I tried that though. I get some weird. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. What is this? I don't think this is. I think this is a bug. I'm getting like duplicates of the same window. So which one is which? I think it's a bug, to be honest. I think something happened during loading and it fucked it up. Because you can tell, because I click on this one and all of them turn on and off. So yeah, not sure. I think it's messed up. Maybe I'll wait for an update. Express train SSTO. I should not be allowed within 3 light years of the planet Earth, according to the what codex violation of conventions, yet here I am. Well, you're just lucky. Ignore the triple UI. Just check disable Boshak. Boshak? Why does that sound like a drink? Oh, there are cities in the Kerbin. What's the mod for that? I believe that underneath of the stream, I believe I put down all the mods that I currently use. The ones that I had to put in manually, and the ones that I had to use CCAN in order to put in. I also have a video that if you go digging around, shows you how to download CCAN as well as some of the painting mods and other stuff. I look back at your messages. Not a clue why Nightbot became pissed. Maybe too many messages. Yeah, Nightbot doesn't like it when people tend to talk too fast. So if you have something to say, make sure it's all in one. Make sure it's all in one chat message, and then wait a little bit before doing it again. The reason why Nightbot is cranked to 11 for this is because back in the day we had people that would just spam shit tons of stuff all the time, and nobody could get a word in edgewise, and it became a problem. So that's why I cranked it to 11. We're 2 minutes out. Let's speed it up just a little bit. But like I said, this is going to be 101 stuff. You saw how I was able to get this bad boy up here. This is because of the fact that it's an air-breathing Rapier SSTO. So I think today we'll be going over Rapier air-breathing SSTOs. Like I said, there's 4 types of SSTOs that I know of in this game. 4 types of categories. One is the Rapier engine. The Rapier, of course, is if you're playing career mode, is a high tier part. It takes forever to get to it. So this type of tech is not available right off the get-go. Just like in the career mode that I do, more than likely you'll be doing a lot of rocket SSTOs. All right, let's go ahead and do an insertion burn. Oh, no, you don't. All right, so we're in orbit now. Whoops. We're in orbit now. Whoops. 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 Fuck. Wrong button. Yay. With a 36-ton Rockomax jumbo payload. Make sure to turn the fuel off because sometimes it will feed from it even when the damn thing is disable crossfeed. Just doesn't. Sometimes it doesn't work. It just doesn't work sometimes, especially with the well, I have RCS on here, but anyway. All right, so cool. There you go. Notice that we have little parts right here, the small nose cone. We'll talk about that later. Okay. Okay. And down here, if I can look at it, aim. There we go. So, this probe core is very important. I like to call it the probe reentry core, or reentry probe core. Excuse me. Bleh. And what it does is that it allows you to stay at a certain angle throughout reentry by simply control from here, by clicking on the control from here icon, or through action groups. If you put it in action groups, you can go down, you can re-enter the Kerbin's atmosphere at an angle instead of having to worry about having to keep the nose up manually. This will keep the nose up by itself the entire time. Yeah. Okay, so let me see here. Okay, so we're gonna detach this real quick, because this is just a test. We can always... The sandbox mode, anything goes, right? Undock. RCS. Let's move forward. Oh, don't... Oh, okay, I thought it was going to freeze on me. Alright, cool beans. Let's see if we can re-enter Kerbal's atmosphere right now. Now notice that this thing doesn't have any reaction wheels, I believe. The only reaction wheel that it has... Actually, no, I do think we have some reaction wheels. If you build a really good SSTO, you don't need to actually add any reaction wheels to it other than what... Oh, shit. That's not what I meant to do. Oh, maybe it is. Okay. You don't really need to add any reaction wheels to it other than what's in the cockpit. Aim. Okay, yeah, so we have 2 of them that we added to it just for safety's sake. But you can do this without adding any extra reaction wheels other than what's inside the cockpit. Hold on, we're having problems. Okay. Now I have a mod called Traditious. What? Nightbot doesn't like interaction. Let me read a little bit here before we continue. Description suggests the city lights come from the mod. Yes, environmental visual enhancements. Yep. Built a version, your Delta Star from your Leaf on the Wind video. Oh gosh. One of my favorite VTOL SSTOs that you've designed. Oh, thank you. Alright, got it. Okay. Where and how do you get your flags? I make my own. And I made a video about that a long time ago, but now it's outdated. But you can, in Kerbal Space Program, there is a file that says flags that you can put pictures in. And those become flags that you can use in the game. So, if you go into your KSP file and you look, I think it's game data, and then I forgot what the file was. Again, if somebody can help me in chat. Inside that file, you'll see like parts or something like that, and look for flags, and then you just put pictures in there. You can put all kinds of pictures in there and have whatever you want. Now they have to be the right size and stuff, or else they won't show up in the game. So there is a pixel limit, I guess. Always remember too that they will pop out as when they're in flags. They'll pop out in a certain type of size. So if you make something that's elongated, it'll look squished in the game. So just be mindful of that. Let's see. I am often very deranged in terms of messages. Discord brain rot has access to my brain. No, not Discord brain rot. What if you launched an air breathing SSTO vertically with a booster at the start, the 5th type? I used to do vertical SSTOs a long time ago, but then they nerfed the jet engines, so you don't get a whole lot of power from jets anymore. I used to do that a lot. I used to do vertical SSTOs with jet engines, but like I said, they nerfed the jet engine power, so the jet engine works better when it's moving quickly. But if you're at a vertical standstill, you don't get as much power. So it became a moot point to try to do that anymore. Unless you launch with rockets first and then switch over to jets and then back to rockets, that Sounds like a lot of wasting, you know, fuel waste, but it is what it is. You're orbiting the Kerbal now? Yes, we are. What? This SSTO has payload? Feels inferior. Same. The best SSTO I did so far in payload got 70k suborbital and pooped. At least it was stable. Well, there you go, right? What angle do you like your reentry probe core? 45 degrees ish? Yes. Yes, I just slap it to 45 degrees. Sometimes you can go straight up to 90 degrees, but as you're re-entering, it doesn't really matter all that much as long as the probe core is trying to keep the nose up, right? So 45 degrees is, you'll never really, when you're entering the Kerbal atmosphere, you'll never really have 45 degrees because it'll push the nose down anyway as you start slamming into the atmosphere. So 45 degrees is fine, but you can just pop it to 90. As long as you're trying to have the machine keep the nose up, you're fine. The space brick has detached. It is now autonomous, yeah. Recently built essentially the same SSTO, but twice the size, as in double the payload and engineers. Wow, that's a lot. He does the first shift click, so 5 degrees. Okay. No, not 5 degrees. Ugh, that's too thin, man. Thanks, Inter's Odyssey. No, Inter, don't tell him that. He'll burn. He'll burn. I'm terrible at building SSTOs. Well, you're gonna be good after this. After this stream. Brain work, please. Thank you. The internet is getting fussy again. Oh no. Air hopping. Air hopping. True. To be frank, that jet engine nerf was probably deserved. Yeah, the jet engines were overdone. Yeah, since when have you put your reentry core at 45 degrees? Wouldn't that just bounce you out of the atmosphere? No, actually it doesn't. I found out that it actually doesn't. It slams into the atmosphere enough to slow it down just fine. As long as the probe core is trying to keep the nose up as high as possible when slamming into the thicker atmosphere, you're fine. Hogging. Yeah, space. I remember air hogging. Anybody here remember air hogging? A VTOL SSTO tripod cargo shuttle that has rotatable engines that launch from opposite of the other engine at the back as the rotor engines align in flight position vertical. Yes, I built one just like that. It was a 36 ton. It was like this thing, right? But it was VTOL. There's a video in there somewhere. You just have to go digging for it. I have led Parongs astray. No, you have not. You have not. All right, let's get. Very difficult. I believe Eos did that. What? Very difficult. I don't know, Mr. Mark. I don't know what I do. All right, so I have a mod called. What the fuck is that? I have a mod called. Shit. Trajectories. There we go. All right, show trajectory. There we go. Okay. There. Go away. All right. And this will help us land at the KSC, excuse me. Let's try this. Show me trajectories. Okay, here comes the red line. We're looking for an X. X marks the spot. I think. Maybe. Where's my X? Oh, no you don't. Where's my X, mother? Fixed? No. Complete? Yeah. No. Target? Huh. I don't remember doing an update. Well, shit. I guess that spot is the X. I don't know. Alright. Let's try this. Let's, huh? Coming around. We're going to switch over to the probe core, because the way trajectories does is it reads, I don't know how actually, but it reads, come on, you big bitch. It reads what drag is possible through what your craft is pointing as. So as soon as I switch over to the probe core, it's going to read differently. Alright, we switched over to the control from the probe core. Notice this right here. This, fuck, I'm losing my mind. This nav ball is pointing prograde, but the craft is not pointing prograde. That's because it's in control of the probe core, so it's going to try to stay on prograde. You understand what I'm trying to say? It's going to try to stay on prograde as best as it can, but it doesn't realize that the prograde is actually, you know, pointed downwards, so that it's going to try to keep the nose up as much as it possibly can. This is why it's a very cool technique. Alright, let's look back over here. Ooh, there's our X. Okay. Oh, shit. Where's home? Is this home? Desert. Alright, Kerbal Space Center is right there. I am going to slow down just a little bit. Alright, I want to slow down a little bit more. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to real quick switch back over to control from cockpit. And I am going to slow down. Alright, now I'm going to switch back over to probe core. Alright, switch over back, huh? Yada yada yada. Come on. I'm going to use the RCS to try to burn it up. We got plenty of RCS, I'm not worried about it. Let's go for 50. See if that brings us to the KSC. Activate navigation. Let's check. Nope. Alright. I have a mod called shit. I thought it was called T.U.R.D. When do we get to see a UFO saucer style SSTO? Ugh. I don't know. Good luck with that. Unfortunately, in KSP, that means a shit ton of drag. The X is calculated to be where you will land. Yes, it is. Oh my gosh, you really do have it at 45 degrees on this craft. Grabs popcorn. If you open the mod menu for trajectories, you can set the entry profile. You can? Oh. Would a... What? The nose cone like... Oh, the Concorde be... Nah, the thing about SSTOs and KSP stock is that each part has a drag that's calculated, right? So if you have a separate part like a droop nose, that's gonna be calculated as a separate craft and therefore more drag. So I can't imagine it being very aerodynamically sound for the game. Maybe in reality, but for the game, because it calculates drag differently, you're going to have a lot of problems with drag, which is going to unfortunately make you have to use more fuel, which means that you have to pour more fuel in the vehicle, more weight. You see where this is going? It's going to get really big, really ugly. That is actually a cool way to integrate the probe core angles. Switch in flight. Yep. Alright, we're getting there. We're almost there. We're almost there. Almost there, people. We're almost out of motor propellant, which is fine. Thought it would be cool in your videos. Really? I mean, I've built that big bad boy. What was it called? Shit. No, not that. Everybody knows what the big one that NASA was talking about doing. Anybody remember what the hell that craft was called? I built it and it was draggy as hell, but it worked. Definitely not. You weren't saving any fuel whatsoever. It was just a look-alike. Let's see what we got. I think I could fix that during re-entry. Let's try it. Alright, we're coming in. We're coming in, gosh damn it. Speed it up. So what I'll do to speed it up is I'll actually go for more of a 90-degree angle. See if that starts. Yep, there we go. Okay, we're doing it. A lot of my newer SSTOs go for a more of a 90-degree angle. Getting close. Alright, we're going to go ahead and hit prograde now. Whatever happens, happens. At this point, it's up to. Look at that damn. I don't like that at all. What is going on right here? Ew. Brother, ew. So right now, it's trying to keep the nose up at 45 degrees, but you see it's not being able to because of the force of, you know, where it's going into. Did we just blow by? Yeah, we did. Fuck! Alright, note to self. X does not mark the spot. But you see what's happening right now. I'm not touching anything. It's trying to follow prograde according to what the probe core thinks it's pointing at. So the nose stays up. So write that down. A re-entry probe core. Write that down. Re-entry probe core. Very important. I think with this particular type of craft, I was supposed to aim for like the desert, and it would eventually just kind of, you know, get to where it's supposed to go. But there you go. So we learned that travel along the ocean, let it take off by itself at about 40, 42, 43 apoapsis, hit prograde, and go into orbit. Very easy. The Rapier engine is one of the easiest SSTO makers that there is for this game. And then when you re-enter, of course, the whole probe core thing. So we've learned about flight and re-entry. Now it's still trying to point the nose up, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch back over to control for cockpit. We're going to head on in. Switch over to SAS and just land this real quick, and then we'll head back. Are we going to land in the middle of the city? It's very possible, yes. Let's land on a highway, scare all the tourists. Hey, look, they're playing football down there. You know what I would like? If whoever was, if there's any mod creators down here, you know what would be really cool is to have actual buildings popping up, right? Kind of like the way PARALLAX has the ground popping up, and you can set it to have collidables. That'd be pretty cool if there was just, you know, random buildings everywhere, following a type of pattern or a city design. Would be kind of neat. It's unfortunate that the gears out. It's unfortunate that the trees kind of mow over all the texture, but there you go. All right, this is probably not going to be good. We're probably going to die because the terrain is real fucked up, and I'm a little bit in a hurry. So there you go. We're traveling way too fast anyway. It's probably not going to work, guys. Hold on. Fuck those trees. We're going in the trees. I don't care. Easy. Slow down some more. Try to keep the nose up. Okay, we're coming up on the hill. Nose up, nose up, nose up. Nose up. Oh, here we go. Ooh. Now, for KSP, I like to add a little, and you can write this down, I like to add a little gear that pops out during landing, because in KSP, these gears can be unpredictable at times and make your craft nose up during landing, which can cause a lot of problems. So if you have an extra gear that pops out, it keeps that from happening, or at least it helps. It's not perfect, but it helps a lot. All right, well, there you go. We've learned the takeoff flight plan, yep, the flight flap, and of course the re-entry probe core. Bada bing, bada boom. All right, let's go ahead and revert back to hangar like nothing ever freaking happened. Things I've learned so far on the stream. Veos has a lot of mods named shit. And you should never trust your entry bow effects because they make you overshoot your target. Graduation. Yay! I'm going to say this again because it didn't seem to show in chat previously. Okay. What was it? Don't leave me on the cliffhanger, man. Is there some kind of ratio of wing mass thrust for the craft? Or do you just eyeball it? There is. The more wings you have on a craft, the more drag you have. So try to limit your wings to just enough to lift the craft off the ground. Scare the terrorists? No. My message ain't showing, man. Why not? I don't know why. I don't know why either. We're in this boat together, bro. There is a delay. Is there? Does it include a link? Might not be allowed. Oh, yeah. No, it doesn't. Okay. I'm referencing some sites. I don't know. Or I'm misunderstanding something about the question. Are you now? In that case, forgive me. You are forgiven, Omen. I forgive you. Oh, yes, he forgives you too. Websites, if there's any type of stuff that text, it might see the text and not do it. Hey, Veos, I love the channel, but why don't you upload KSP videos anymore? Right now, I'm going through a lot in life, so I'm only being able to manage streams during the weekend. Hopefully, when things straighten out, we'll go back to our daily videos. Until then, I simply don't have the time. That's the short eggshell version. I could draw this out for an hour and have the little violin playing in the background as I'm telling you everything, but we're not going to go there. We're not going to go there. Flare was a late. Was it? Okay. Time, a lot of effort, man's been busy. Yeah, there you go. Helicopter. Helicopter, helicopter. Okay. Trajectory is pretty good for simple non-winged crafts, I think. Yes, they are. And like I said, you have to play with it. So this thing, I think the X has to be over the desert and you'll end up right in where you want to go. The man, nice to see you live streaming again. Hello, how are you doing, Stanley? Stanley wanted to go into the closet, but he didn't know why. He moved on anyway. It's boring in there. Ah, we like violin serenades. Yes, we do. All right, so let's go ahead and go to the building part. Okay? Okay. When you're building an SSTO, well, let's play some music in the background. I mean, this is kind of, you know, a little dramatic. Let's try this something else. Hold on. Ah, there we are. Turn that shit down. Okay. So when you're building SSTOs with the Rapier engine, there is a type of technique that you can use. Okay? The technique is to have at least 3,500 to 4,000 delta V for air breathing mode, and about 1,000 delta V for your closed cycle mode. And I'll show you how to figure this out. So what we're going to do is we're going to build a platform real quick, something stable. Actually, no, let's do this. Alright, we're going to build something small because I think if I build something small, it will be easier to understand. So we're going to build something that only has one rapier. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in chat. I will do my damnedest to catch it. Having Veos in your chat will also help highlight it so that I can see it better. But I will be focused on this. However, there's one thing I also want to show you guys. Notice the green balls. Instead of my blue balls. Green balls, we have green balls. Notice the green balls. These are attachment points, okay? They have different sizes for different types of... Hold on. Yeah, so look, see the difference between the size? This is very crucial when you're building an SSTO because it has a lot to do with drag, okay? If you put a big ball on a little ball, it's not going to significantly reduce that drag because of the fact that they don't match. So it kind of plays a part with that. So if you want to have less drag, make sure your balls match. Make sure your balls match the same size, and then that will eliminate the drag for that part, or it'll combine them so it's a lot less drag, right? So if you were to add something even smaller, say something like this teeny tiny one on top of here, it will start to create drag because of the fact that you've only taken away so much drag with the teeny tiny ball. I'm doing this in layman's terms, okay? We could throw the math, and I could just go ahead and blow your mind out with math, but I'm not going to. This is going to be this stupid simple version, itty bitty, real, you know, just like my man Albert Einstein said, keep it stupid simple, right? So basically, small. If you have a small ball and a big ball, it's going to create drag. Not as much drag as it would if it wasn't there, but it's going to create drag nevertheless. So if you're going to put two together and you don't want any drag or very little drag, make sure that they're about the same size. All right? Simple, right? Makes perfect sense, right? Okay. Veils stream, I didn't miss. No, you didn't miss, Sniper. Veils, do me a favor. Can you show me how wide you can make your fairing? Because mine are so small. I don't know. It's because some mod or something. Mine can't be bigger than the base, like 20. Really? Okay. So it depends on what kind of fairing you got, right? If you got small fairing, it goes small. If you get the biggest fairing, oh, shit. If you get the biggest fairing, you can zoom out with that bitch and make something like this. There you go. That's the biggest fairing in the game unless you use a mod. I hope that answers something. It's a AEFF5 Airstream Protective Shell 5 meter. There you go. Now what we're looking for right now is actually, I'm going to use this. And I wanted to use this. It's going to be a simple passenger SSTO. And we're going to close it up with this. Now we're going to add our rapier engine. Okay? Seems simple enough, right? Now, in the game, in KSP, cargo bays create a lot of drag. And as they say, it's not a bug, it's a feature, but it's a bug. It's something that was overlooked by KSP a long time ago. If you notice, well, it's not overlooked. It's actually attachment points so that you can put cargo inside. I get it, right? But here you go. Look, check this out. If I click on this, suddenly, notice something different? You got little green balls in here. Those are attachment points so you could put actual cargo inside of here. Problem is that the game sees them as if they're out in the open. So it creates drag. Now, once this is closed, anything that you put in here is of course considered stowed away, which eliminates the drag completely. However, you still have these open bits right here. Now, a lot of people have tried to do something like this. Let me see. Tried to cover them up with a nose cone, like a small one. Get in there, you little shit. By the way, if you hold down Alt, you can snap to it. I'm holding down Alt right now, and it's snapping to it. If I don't use Alt, this is what happens. Write that down. Okay, this is a keyboard binding. If you hold down Alt, you can snap to the piece. If you don't hold down Alt, it'll just do whatever. Hold down Alt, snap to it. And I've seen people do this before. The only problem is it doesn't create as much as they would like when it comes to drag coefficient or whatever the game deems whatever, right? But we'll put it right there for now and try to eliminate it. The reason why I say that is because, check this out. If I was to move this all of a sudden, notice it's still there. Right? Oh, wait. Hold on. Maybe it's not. What? Did I do something? Okay, look. See, yeah, okay. So we have two balls in here, all right? So you got to figure out how to eliminate all the balls. You got to take the balls out. All right? We're going to see if this works. It might not work, but we'll see if it works. That's the only problem with cargo bays, is that they have those extra set of balls. Okay? A lot of people have tried to put aero frames on them and everything else. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. You have to play around with it. Just know that when you're dealing with cargo bays, that is going to be the sad reality for the game. However, whatever you put inside the cargo bay, as long as this sucker is closed, it considers it as stowed away, and it will eliminate the drag for those parts. So it's still good. It's still a good piece. It's still a good thing. Let's put in a means to control this thing. That's too heavy. This is actually the lightest cockpit in the game. As long as you take monopropellant away. There you go. Alright. Actually, no. Well... You have to be careful with KSP, but this should be closed, and it should see it as stowed away. So I'm not going to be too antsy about it. Let's put in some batteries. We need power. I'm a little unorthodox with my creations, okay? Sorry. I'll read chat in just a heartbeat. Give me a second. Alright, we have power. That'll work. Let's see. Do I need anything else? I guess we could try to do RCS systems. RCS? Let's just put it where I know. Fuck it. Okay. So I have power, I have RCS, and I have control. 3 big things for an SSTO. Ah, that rhymed. Let me read chat. Oh, Anon's got to go. Okay, bye, Anon. Sorry. Sorry I missed that. Like, share, and subscribe. Well, thank you so much. Space Cult now. I have to go. Let's see here. Veos 10,000 Delta V star. What the hell? Veos. Yippee Veos. Oh, did I read that already? Yeah. Gosh, darn it. Teacher, I have a question. How do I get good? I've looked everywhere for good, but I can't find it. Me neither. Let me know if you find it. We're going to get good together. Profanity. Veos, have you... Oh, wait. Veos, you have pressure now. You are educating aerospace engineers. Mind that you say about matching balls. Veos, I can't do this. I have even tried edit. What? Veos, I can't do this. I have even try edit in config. What can't you do? I missed something. I'm sorry. Is one big engine and fuel tanks better than many smaller engines and tanks? One big engine and fuel tanks better than many small engines and tanks? It depends. If you're talking about an SSTO, it depends. Because SSTOs have to deal with drag. Does anybody hear something that's in the background right now? I apologize. It sounds like somebody's cutting the grass. But when you're talking about SSTOs, it's all about... It really is for the first... You know, for the first bit of life when it comes to an SSTO, it's about drag. So if you have one big engine and one big fuel tank, it really does cut down on the drag a lot. So drag-wise, it is better. However, depending on the engine that you're using, might use a lot of fuel very quickly, so you might not get as much delta V. Compared to if you use a couple little engines with a couple little fuel tanks. You can make it so it's aerodynamically sound in the game, but have more delta V. So it really does depend on your delta V. And the best mod to get for this, for me personally, is I use Kerbal Engineer Redux. You can, I believe it's in the bottom of the description below. And it does a lot of things. Right now I have it compacted, but if you click on Atmo and take away the, atmospheric, it'll give you all the numbers that you need for this particular build that you're working on. So it'll tell you, and you can even, I believe you can look at different types of bodies as well. You mono, Eve, all that jazz, in order to see how much delta V this particular thing would have in that atmosphere. So let's go back to compact. So right now, If I take Atmo off, it gives me 6,000 delta V. Like if you were able to do air breathing in space. However, with Atmo on, it's giving me 6,000 delta V. That's fine, but if I was to go over here to the Rapier and switch to toggle mode, notice it changes. So with rocket power in atmosphere in Kerbin, I'd only have up to 1400 delta V. It's not enough to get into orbit, obviously, but we'll talk more about that later. We'll toggle back and do it. So this is a good mod to have. All right. I'm trying to read everybody's questions. Shit. Gary Blue, why not try vanilla and see if it works? I don't know. Veos, you are incredibly quotable in the stream. Am I? Oh, please don't. What? What? I don't know. What? I didn't know that. Okay, I must have did something. I only knew Alt. Alt click. Yep. Alt is your friend when it comes to clicking stuff. I'm actually working on transorbital entry capsules that can be used express cargo. Oh, really? Cool. That's pretty cool. Isn't he, though? No, he's not. He is not. He is not. Why would have the cargo bay open when you're flying? You wouldn't. The way I understand you is that the uncovered attachment nodes only matter if the cargo bay is open. See, that's the weird thing about it, though. I think it might be a bug, to be honest, because the attachment nodes inside here, when you close it, it's considered stowed away. But for the part itself, it has 2 attachment nodes, right? So if you leave one open, for some reason, it acts as if it's on the outside world and it creates drag. I don't know why. A lot of people, like I said, a lot of people try the cone to try to put like a little something on it to try to keep the drag down, but it's one of those things where sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Up to you. So what you can do if you want to test this out is you can build one with a cone on it and build one without a cone on it and look at the drag and see if there's a difference. Okay. We also use stream. I only know. Damn. I'm actually working on. Okay. Isn't he? Why would he? The way I understand you. Okay. Yeah. Balls. All right. Yep. All right. Veos. Put the re-entry probe core on top of the capsule in the cargo bay instead of the nose cone. Re-entry probe core? I haven't gotten to that yet. What are you talking about? I mean, I could put it anywhere I want, but what are you talking about? I haven't got to that part yet, damn it. You beat me to it. Balls. I hear it faintly. You hear what faintly? Oh, the thing in the background. Okay. Veos, quick question. I use radial decouplers to slap on LF drop tanks just for getting to 400 meters per second. Do the stumps left behind after separation create drag? I haven't had a problem with the stumps creating drag. So, if you have a problem with it, you know, then that's probably the game. But me personally, I've never had a problem with that. I've even seen them disappear completely. So, if your game does that, then it's probably the same as mine. My tank can fuel a lot. It can. Veos fairings. I can't do that big ass. Yours, maybe it's. Depends on the KSP version. Oh, it might be. It might be. If you look underneath the description below, you'll see the KSP version that I'm using. All right, everything created. Okay, damn it. I'm not fast enough to talk to everybody. I'm not fast enough to talk to everybody. Let's do this real quick. I'm just gonna answer the ones that are in orange for Veos. Fairings I can do. Oh yeah, so it's got to be, depends on the KSP version. It's probably that. Vales, hey Vales, I'm thinking about getting around to planning to start making a training course. Really? How to make a training course about training courses. I need a training course about this. Thanks. I have no idea. Good luck on that. Class in session? Yeah. All right, let's move on. Since somebody brought up the probe core, let's go ahead and put a probe core on here while we're at it. Let's see here. Just make it simple. Pop it on here. All right. This is going to be for the reentry probe core. I'm going to click it. Make sure my toggle snap is on. And for this one, personally, I think I'll go for 90 degrees. Or just a little, not quite 90, but pretty high, right? Because as soon as it starts hitting the thicker atmosphere, it's going to start nosing down any damn way. We just wanted to try to keep that, maintain that, that's all. Maintain the nose up. All right, so we're good on that. Let's go ahead and close this up. And we need some... All right, so for the... I hope everybody's writing this down, because I'm only going to say it once, damn it. For the Rapier engine, the Rapier engine has what we were talking about. It has the green ball problem. Okay? You can see it right there. Okay, this is, of course, for... I guess they put it there so it can act as a stage. But if you launch in KSP with this green ball problem, you're going to have a lot of drag coming out of this engine. In order to counteract that, you can put a nose cone on it. Now, remember what I said before? The differences in sizes of nose cones. Notice that this is a bigger green ball and this is a smaller green ball. So it's not going to cover as much drag as if you were to have a aerodynamic nose cone. Because the aerodynamic nose cone, they have the same green ball. So we go like this, it's going to eliminate a lot of the drag. Now, here comes the problem, or what I've deemed as choose your own poison, right? Problem is that the aerodynamic nose cone, compared to the small nose cone, it's heavier. How heavy? This is 0.03, while the small nose cone is actually 0.01. So this is 3 times heavier. Now, I know what I said about drag being very important for an SSTO. That is true. But you have to be mindful of how long you actually stay in the atmosphere of a planet when you're, well, of Kerbal, when you're going through the planet. You don't stay that long. The drag becomes, as soon as you get about 10,000, 12,000 meters, 14,000 meters high, the drag becomes insignificant because you're not in the thick atmosphere anymore. That being said, it's no longer, it switches over. It's no longer about drag as it is about weight. So these two kind of cancel each other out. And this is, I've done a lot of testing on this. You can do this and it'll get through the atmosphere with a lot less drag. But once you get into the thinner atmosphere where drag is no longer the problem, it's weight versus thrust ratio and all that sort of good stuff. This then is heavy, so it got the SSTO through the thick part very well, through the thick atmosphere really well, but now it's heavy, so it's kind of like a weight to the spacecraft trying to get into space. However, if you put this on, it won't get through the thick atmosphere as well as this when it comes to drag, but as soon as you get into space or into thin atmosphere, it's so light that it adds to your delta V. Okay? So they kind of do the same thing, only in reverse. So it doesn't really matter which one you pick. At this point, it doesn't matter. You can have this one and get the same delta V at the end of the road. You can use this one and get pretty much the same delta V at the end of the road. So these two, this might be a slightly better, but only by maybe a few delta V. It's not worth it, right? Or if you don't want this big thing, you don't have to worry about it. So that's been the test that I have done countless times over the decade plus that I've been playing this game. So you can pick either one. So me personally, I like this one a lot because you can click on Tool Move and you can bring it in. Come in. Kind of give it that, I don't know, something about it just looks cool, right? It's got a little I almost said pecker. It's got a little cone there. So it looks cool. So for me personally, it makes the Rapier engine look cooler. But it does the same thing as if you were to use the aerodynamic nose cone. So take that as you will. Remember that I said that the green balls have to be about the same size in order to cancel out the drag pretty well. Okay? So there you go. So you can do it either way. But for me personally, I like this little guy because it looks cool when you put it in. Let's do a little quick read, Veos. Hey, I'm thinking about getting around. Oh, I already read that. Training course. Veos, why can't you decouple the nose cone? The reason why I don't want to decouple the nose cone is because it no longer becomes an SSTO. SSTO stands for single stage to orbit, meaning there's no stages. There's no decoupling, there's no drop tanks, there's nothing. As soon as you put decoupling in the mix, if it's not excuse me, if it's not directly related to the cargo being put into orbit, it's no longer an SSTO. It's a staged craft. It's a 2-stage craft or a 3-stage craft or however that capable may be. So SSTO stands for no stages whatsoever. It launches, it goes into orbit, delivers its cargo, comes back down. Now 2-stage craft would be like SpaceX. SpaceX is a 2-stage craft. But there you go. Okay, so we have this. We've got that. Now we need some wings, right? Something to create lift. All right, let's see here. Gotta do this right. Remember, when you add wings, you add drag. So make sure your wings are either not that much or just useful enough. All right, S-wing. Now the reason why I'm going to use this is because it carries fuel. This is going to help us. So it's useful, as well as it's useful in both ways. It carries fuel and also creates lift. Veos, wing type matters also, no? Yes, it does. Like, for instance, I couldn't take this thing and put this on it. Can anybody tell me why? Well, I'll tell you. This is not a wing. It's a fin. It's no different than putting one of these on. It does not create lift. It just creates airflow direction. So as you're flying along, the only way you can really get anything out of this is if maybe you're to tilt it this way a little bit, or something of that matter. For the size and weight that this thing has, it does not create significant lift. It is actually a dead weight, unless you're using it for a larger craft, of course, to actually do what it was designed to do, and that is to, of course, steer your craft. So you have to be careful with the types of fins that you get. Make sure it's an actual wing and not something that's meant for directional control. Also, this is a wing, yes, but it's freaking huge. This is going to create a shit ton of drag. It's not going to work. It might work. I'm not saying it can't, but it's not going to be very efficient. The smaller, the better, but don't go so small that your craft has no lift whatsoever. You can try body lift, but body lift doesn't do a whole lot compared to wings. Wait. Bales, ask the question. I wasn't paying attention to teacher. Failing grade. No, until you're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. All right, so I picked this one. I haven't built this type of craft in a very long time, so it might be a couple times before we get it right. But bear with me. All right, so we got Rapier. It's got the little nose cone. Hope everybody's writing this down. All right, there we go. All right, so I say fuel. All right, so I keep on saying that a lot. All right, so here we go. Whew. Now we need to look at using Kerbal Engineer Redux. We need to look at, do we have enough delta V to get into space? What you want is at least 3,500 delta V for air breathing and 1,000 delta V for closed cycle. In order to figure that out, what we do is we come over here and we're actually going to close this. This is going to become dead weight. Right? According to Kerbal Engineer Redux, we only have 2,900 delta V for air breathing. That's not enough. We'll run out of air breathing, and then it'll switch into closed cycle, and then we'll run out of fuel. We won't be able to get into orbit. So we need more. We need more liquid fuel. This is what this is telling us. We need more liquid fuel. Now let's go ahead and see if we can put some liquid fuel on here real quick before we look at the other stats. Hope everyone's writing this down. I should have taken out stock and graph companies before watching the stream. Need more pencils. Veos, are SSTOs better than rocks? Rocks, gosh damn it. Yes, SSTOs are significantly better than rocks. Better than rockets to transport cargo. And what are the best planets to go to with an SSTO? Technically, well, this is advanced stuff now that I'm talking about. You can build something called interplanetary SSTOs. I built plenty of them. So has Matt Lown. So has Scott Manley and a lot of the greats out there. You can build interplanetary SSTOs. So technically, you can go anywhere with an SSTO if you have the right numbers. A lot of times, people use the nuclear engines once they get into orbit, and they do a lot of slow burning, or they'll swing by planets in order to get a boost, in order to get further out. You know, me personally, I don't play like that per se, only because of the fact that Kerbal's in space for 500 years before they get to Joule. It just doesn't feel right. I know it's a game and it doesn't matter. It just doesn't feel. It just doesn't feel right. So if I make SSTOs, me personally, if I make SSTOs, excuse me, I try to make it more realistic. So if it's going to be a SSTO that takes years to get to a spot, and it has Kerbals on board, then it's got to have creature comforts. It's got to have large spaces. You know, in my mind, what would be necessary for that kind of trip. It becomes this big, huge, honking space plane, and it's not worth it. But if you want to go ahead and just play the numbers and pretend Kerbals are robots and don't need anything, then yeah, you could go anywhere with an SSTO. There really is no limit to where you could not go. That's advanced stuff. Okay. But as to answer your other question, SSTO is better than rockets to transport cargo. It depends what kind of rockets. If you're talking about NASA-like staged rockets, then yes, SSTOs are significantly better because of the simple fact that you can save a lot of money. So when it comes to SSTOs putting payloads into orbit, you can save a shit ton of money because all you're paying for is the fuel. And I've demonstrated this a lot in my hard mode, career mode. I think I spent something like $3,000 on a mission and was able to get like almost 20 or so grand back. I think we were saving a Kerbonaut or taking tourists into space. And I just used one of my rocket SSTOs because, of course, it's hard mode, so we have very little technology. But yeah, only burned up $3,000 worth of fuel, came back and made all the money. So they're money savers when it comes to that. So yes, I believe that SSTOs, if you can, are way better when it comes to payload delivery cost-wise. My mind is expanded. All right, day 739. I've counted every the entire cockpit. I am now resorting to counting dust particles. Gosh damn. All right, so let's go ahead and add some more fuel. Obviously, we need more fuel. We're only at 2,900 delta V, and we need at least 3,500 delta V for closed cycle mode. Remember, there are four types of SSTOs. Today, we're going to go over the Rapier type. Okay, here we go. We need some more fuel. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my little friends here. And I love these little guys. They're the teeny tiny little liquid fuselage. Okay? You put them together. It's gonna help with drag, because you put them together, the game will see them as one part. And let's try 4 to start with. Gonna grab a nose cone, tiny one. Hold down Alt. There you go. Okay. Take this. I'm gonna move it out. Put this on here. Let's check what Kerbal Engineer Redux says. Holy shit! So that's obviously way too much delta V when it comes to closed cycle mode. All right, let's take some off of it then. We're at 6,000. Gosh damn. Guess we didn't need that much. 5,000. Fuck. Let's. All right, that's about 4,000. So that's pretty good. That's pretty. It's more than what we need, but you know, I'm not complaining. All right, so just a little tweak, we got what we needed. All right, I'm just gonna put them together like this for now, because there's something else with SSTOs that everybody. Ooh, that actually kind of looks. I kind of like that. Sometimes you run into. It's a happy accident. Sometimes you run into happy accidents. Okay. Even though I'm not big on part clipping, so we'll figure something out later. But there's something else that you need to know about SSTOs in general, and that is that is center of mass stability. Center of mass stability means that if I click on this button here, center of mass, when your fuel drains, this thing likes to go back and forth. And of course you have aerodynamic overlay. If it goes behind the center of lift, you'll flip out. The center of mass needs to be ahead just slightly of the center of lift at all times. If the center of mass is further ahead of the center of lift, you'll become extremely nose heavy and you'll have trouble trying to keep the aircraft's nose or spacecraft's nose up. So you want them to be not right on top of each other, but close. This is a little too close in my taste. Excuse me. Still getting over that. It's a little too close for my taste, but it's better than being behind the craft. We'll fix this. We'll fix this. Don't worry. Now, I have another mod called... what the hell is this called? RCS Build Aid. RCS Build Aid is great for a lot of things, but one of the things I use it for a lot is looking at where the empty weight is compared to the full weight of the craft. And it makes it red. Hold on, let me see. Excuse me, 1 second. I got a cough. All right, I'm back. So let's see. It has parachutes on here too, so it's pretty cool. Center of thrust, all that jazz. It's a really cool mod. Definitely check it out. So, notice that there's two different There's two different balls here. 3. Ah, fuck. There's a red one and there's the yellow one. The red one is when the craft is completely empty, no fuel. That means that your center of mass is going to be right there when you run out of fuel completely. It's a really good mod to have. Definitely suggest getting it. All right, let's see if we can make this go back just a little bit. All right. We still need control surfaces, so we're not done yet. Veos, NB1 rule. Number 1 rule with a good SSTO is avoiding using Mark II parts. By the way, Veos, you don't usually do liquid fuel only SSTOs, right? No, there are 4 different types of SSTOs. Right now, we are learning about the Rapier engine SSTO. There are 4 different types. You have rocket only. You have rocket only space planes. You have jet engine and rocket space planes. You have Rapier space planes. And then you have vertical rocket SSTOs. Kind of like SpaceX, but an SSTO. So right now we're learning about the Rapier engine part. All right. See, each SSTO is different because of the different types of weight and mass. So this is why it's very important to understand that there are 4 categories. You cannot apply some of the things that you learn for a Rapier SSTO onto, say, a rocket SSTO. It just won't work. Excuse me. I have only enough Delta V to deploy a large payload, but not to send to an orbiting station. Okay. Well, like I said, for the Rapier SSTO, we're learning we need at least, and we've gotten some fuel now, we need at least about 3,500 Delta V worth of air-breathing fuel. We've got 4,300, so we have way more than enough. We have more than enough. I could, hold on. I could take this and turn it into 1. Ooh! That gives us 3,600. So that's almost perfect. Alright, we'll do that. And in order to make it look cool, we'll bring it in. Now let's look at our center of mass, of course. Notice how it's kind of changing up a little bit. Center of mass. But I think we'll be okay. Yeah. I think we'll be fine. It doesn't move that much. We're fine. We're good. It's good. Alright. So we're going to bring it down just a pinch. Alright. Now I'm going to start putting on some control surfaces. Give me a second. My creative juices are flowing. Shit. I don't know, guys. I'm starting to have second thoughts about these wings, and that's because of the looks. See, I'm a very aesthetically pleasing kind of person. So if it looks like shit, which is I don't really like this right here, I tend to go a different route. I'm not liking this. If I move this back, it could disappear, but still. It's going to mess with the center of mass and center of lift. So what I'm going to do is, since we have... How much is this weigh? Always look at the weight. Wait. Look at the weight. Look at the weight. Look at the weight. Look at the weight. Excuse me. Where the fuck are you? Okay, so this weighs I'm guessing without fuel, 0.1 ton, right? Whereas this weighs 0.01, and the fuel tank without any fuel, or maybe it does have fuel, I don't know, is 0.2. 0.2. 0.1. There is no way that this full of fuel weighs less than a fuel tank full of fuel. I'm thinking that it's calculating it without the fuel. That's my guess. Let me see here. Alright, we're at 10 tons right now. So let me take the fuel out of here. Oh yeah, look at that. Okay, so we're at 10.2, right? So if this is 0.1, it'll go 10.3. Yep. Okay, so it's calculating it without the fuel. So with the fuel, we're looking at a weight of 3. That's 0.1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Damn. Almost 0.6 tons. So this weighs almost 0.6 tons when it's full of fuel. It only gives us 100 fuel. Damn, that's not a lot. That's not a lot at all. That kind of sucks. So for 0.6, we only get 100. But with the fuselage, it's about close. Actually, it's almost the same. 0.275, if you double it, is going to be just about the same. So, ooh, okay, interesting. So they've got a good what do you call that? They've equalized it. They've equalized the parts pretty well. But so now it's no longer really a weight issue. It's more of a synthetically pleasing issue, or aesthetics. So what looks better? Squished tiny little things or not? But this does create lift. Okay. All right. So for the purposes of this training course, we will leave it as is, because you have to take the pros with the cons. It might look like shit to me, but to other people it might look cool. But the bottom line is, it gives us twice the amount of fuel for the same amount of weight, but it also creates lift. So it doubles as a wing. So it's a part that if I was to make 2 of these, right? If I was to make 2 of these, I could get the same amount of fuel and the same amount of weight, but I wouldn't be able to get that lift. So you kind of have to play pros and cons with parts. Let me put this back here. Okay. All right. So we still need a way to control this mother sucker. Let's do this instead. Instead of getting elevons, where are they? Ailerons, elevons, right? Instead of doing this and putting elevons at the tips, right? Instead of doing that, I want to see if I can conserve my weight and just double the winglets. So I'm going to try to double the winglets. I'm going to put them up to about 45-degree angle. Now, how did I do that just now? Is when I attached it, I held down Shift and E. I tapped on the E key. So I get about 45-degree angle. Okay. This will help with stability for both yaw and pitch. To make it look cool, I think what I'll do is I might bring it out a little bit. Don't want it too far away. Don't want the center of mass and everything to be too far away from each other. So here we go. Doesn't look good at all, does it? It looks ew. This is not one that would... This type of craft is only going to be for the training. This is not one I would build and be happy about, to be honest. Veos, I saw you have a cool mod for collecting science, but I didn't find it in your description. What is the name of the mod? For collecting science? Where do you see that? Help me out here. I know there's this onboard camera. This comes from one of the... forget which mod it comes from. I don't use it. Matter of fact, I have yet to go into the parts and delete it because I try to keep everything stock. But I think these are add-ons from some sort of like scriptical control. I'm not sure what mod that comes from. But these are parts that I want to delete eventually, but I don't use them. Science collecting? The only thing I have is the experiment storage unit. Other than that, there's really... This right here, the Kerbal Engineer System, that's just if you're playing stock. These two right here. If you're playing stock, you need to put these on your spacecraft in order to see the little readouts up here. Other than that, I don't see anything. I can help you a bit. The S Strikes has an empty to full rate of 6, while the MK0 tanks is 11. I can help you. The S Strikes has an empty to full ratio of 6. Okay, yeah. While the MK0 tank is 11. What? Wait. This full of fuel is 11? It says its mass is 0.27. And I believe that's full of fuel. The reason why I believe that's full of fuel is because if I go down here to the 36-ton jumbo tank, it says 36 tons. So it's calculating it as if it's full of fuel. That's what I'm guessing. Am I wrong? Is it heavier with fuel in it? Veos, grabby aliens, grabby. I remembered wrong. Okay. The ratio, not the mass. Veos, the ratio. The ratio of what? Help me out. What ratio? Ratio of size? You're confusing your teacher. Anyway, okay, so we're going to keep it like this. I'm going to take the angle of deployment and just bring it up a little bit. Okay. This thing's actually looking kind of interesting looking. Now we need to put gears. Oh, wait. No, we're not ready. All right, take notes, class. Take notes. When it comes to SSTO, in order for the wings to have better lifting effect, for planes as well, not just SSTOs, you have to maneuver your wing bits in a dihedral design, as well as there's another type of design. I'm going to use toggle snap. And ever so down, I'm going to hold down the shift key while I do this. And ever so gently bring it up. Tilt. Okay, there we go. This will allow you to have more lift. Because in KSP, for some reason, the lift is kind of wonky. But this will allow you to have more lift while keeping the nose pointed at prograde. And in order to help with stability, we're going to go dihedral design and just ever so gently pick it up just a little bit. This will keep the aircraft, the forces, the lift forces will be what's the best way to describe it? The lift forces will be pointed more towards the center of the spacecraft, allowing for better stability. So write that down. Write that down. Basically, tilt it up a little bit, and then tilt it in a little bit. Boom, done, right? I'm sure there's big fancy words for that. All right, so I'm going to try to grab these. I'm just... notice our center of mass and everything just kind of shifted a little bit. Let's bring this back a little bit. There we go. Okay. Cool beans, cool beans. Very cool, very nice. Alright. Me personally, I don't like the way it looks right now. I would change it up to something that looks a lot nicer. But for the sake of the training, I'm just trying to show you that sometimes you have to sacrifice looks for function or whatever. Even though I don't do that. I'll add, see me personally, I'll add a little, I'll add some more stuff to it that'll give it more drag and more weight, but it'll look better and it'll still function just fine. That's me personally, but we're not talking about me personally. We're just talking about, you know, what you need in order to do, in order to get up into orbit. So, notice something? Look at the Atmo. We just dropped to 3,500. That's about as much as that's safe amount. That's the minimum safe amount of delta V for atmospheric travel. Problem is, this is going to get a lot heavier when we start putting on landing gears and RCS stuff. So this number is going to drop. I'm probably going to have to put on another one of these. In fact, let's do that now. Just take this. Oh, fuck it. I can't. Alright. We'll do that later. Let's go ahead and put some gears on here real quick. Hold down shift, click anywhere on the craft. You can pick it up. Flip it over. Put some gears on real quick. This is a small SSTO. Small passenger. Put one right here. And what I'll do now is I'll move this out of here like this. And I will grab, hold down Alt, click, duplicates the part. Double it using the X key, there we go. I shall move it out. And, oh shit. This is. We're good. We're good. We're fine. Fine. Everything's fine here. We're all fine. How are you? All right, bring it down. Now this is going to mess with center of thrust a little bit, but we'll fix it. Don't worry. Remember, I'm a very visual person, so I want it to look at least somewhat good. Alright, there we go. Okay. Now, I realize that this looks like it's way out of whack, and it is, but we will fix that. Don't worry, we will fix that. Automatically gather science in your career series. I don't have a mod though. That's all stock. So the career series is all stock. There's no modded part. But yeah, so I mean in your video science collection on your 10 proc hardcore mode, showing when science is available to collect. Oh. Did I not put that in the description below? I thought I did. Oh man. Hold on, I'll look that up for you right now. Give me a hot second. I know what you're talking about. Windows, that, game data. And I thought I put it in the description. I probably didn't. My bad. It is called Oh, shit. What the fuck? Where is it? Oh, man. If any... Oh, X Science. Okay, it's called X Science. There we go. Sorry for breaking everybody's eardrums. It's called X Science. X Science. Look it up. I thought I put it in the description. If I didn't, I apologize. My bad. X Science, everybody. X Science. Also, fun fact, Veos. Yes. Veos, you can Control Z to undo mistakes in Editor. No way! I didn't know that! That's incredible! You're so cool! Veos, bro. Veos, thanks a lot. You're welcome. Veos, Star Wars reference, yes. Anyway, surviving Mars music, nice, yes. Okay, let's continue on with this horrible training course for the Rapier category SSTO. Okay, so we have, let's see, Delta V's gone down a lot for that. Okay, let's see, we're good. I am just gonna do this real quick because I already know what's coming. I'm gonna put 2 of these bad boys on here. Kind of hug the side real quick. It's fine. I'm gonna bring this up. There we go. Perfect. Well, not perfect, but good enough. Okay. So we have control, we have power, we have RCS. Oh, RCS. Okay. So for RCS, this can work for any type of SSTO. A lot of times what I'll do is I'll do an 8 RCS system. And some people disagree with this. I don't care because it's my craft, damn it, and I like how this works. The 8 give me. The 8 RCS system is where you only have to what the fuck's going on? Is where you only have to put 8 of these bad boys on the craft. So we're gonna put one right here, one right here. Take it, flip it over, holding down Shift. Put another set right here and another set right here for now. Okay. So the RCS system is not quite complete yet. I have RCS Build Aid, which really helps. Like I said, it's a good mod. And it's on translation right now, so it is working. But what I need to do first is I need to take the RCS. And the reason why I do this is because not only does it allow for all forms of movement when it comes to RCS, but it also looks better. Sure, I could do this, right? I could put these bad boys on here. But when you're flying through the atmosphere, they don't look very aerodynamic. They look ugly as sin. It's horrible, right? So I try to go for the linear ports. In order to make this look sexy with the least amount of linear ports, I go for an 8-part system. And this covers everything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the rotate tool. What the? Click on that. You can see it's kind of pointed already somewhat in a direction. What I'm going to do is I'm going to look straight down the barrel and move it to a 45-degree angle using snap. Alright? Then I'm going to come here to the side and fuck. Alright, hold on. I need to move this thing to a flatter. There we go. Gosh damn it. Same with you. It's on an... ooh. Ew. It's not gonna work. Okay. I try to... whatever you do not try to put RCS on cargo bays if you can help it. Because a lot of times there'll be a mistake in the program, and it will think that the RCS thrusters are stowed away, which disables them in flight. You have to be very careful. You can do it if you want to, but you know, it's at your own peril. I could probably make this work. All right, let's do this. Okay, I'll go turn it this way first. Try to get to a 45-degree angle. Shit. Oh, gosh damn it. Sometimes it fucks the thing up like this. Hold on. All right, let's do... that's not going to work either, is it? If you hit the F key for your move tool, write this down if you don't know, the F key switches from absolute to local. So the local is what the part is pointed at this point in time. Absolute is just absolute. It's X, Y, Z according to the spaceplane hangar. There you go. Hope you learned something. All right, I'm trying to do this. Gosh damn. It's fucking with it. Ew. Just ew, brother, ew. Let me think, hold on. How do I do this? It's fucking with it. Right. Yeah, see, it's supposed to be something like this, more like this. Alright, maybe I can do the same thing on here now. Shit. Let me read chat. Also, fun fact, Vales, Vales, thanks a lot. You're welcome. Vales, kind of important. Kind of important? What? By the way, this will... What's important? What's important? What happened? By the way, this will probably be too much wing for the amount of plane. Basically, you have enough wing area for a plane that weighs 16, 18 tons. Cool. I like the Nautilus X, yeah. On my way to an early Saturday showing episode 3 right now. Oh, really? What's up, TJ? What's going on? Vales, go to absolute mode and toggle snap. Then align it straight. I tried that. Sometimes these things don't like to work with me. Let's do this. Oh, no. Okay. That's obviously not going to... Hold on, wait a minute. What am I doing? Oh my gosh, I've been screwing this up since... my bad, everybody. I'm sorry. So, look at the angle right now. Look at the angle right now. Do you see the angle? Okay, it's pretty much already there. So, I'm just going to do this. Did I do one? Yes, I did. Mother sucker. No! Okay, we're good. Oh, no. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. All right. So, class, pay attention. Pay attention, class. All right. We're going to do this again. But this time, we're going to double it. Put it there. Use the rotate tool. Click on this bad boy. Hit the double. Hit the snap. The snap is controlled by the C key, if you didn't know. We're going to ever so gently just put it like that. Right? And we're going to ever so gently just put it just like that. So it's got an X pattern. Like so. All right. Great. You see where it's pointing at now? That's perfect. Let's do this real quick. Same thing with this. I'm going to bring it to a 45-degree angle. Grab the red. Do the same thing. 45-degree angle-ish. Flip it over. Hold down Shift. Click. Turn it around. Same thing with this side. Ba-da-ding. Up. Excuse me. 45-degree angle. That's right. Come over here. 45-degree angle. Very good. Okay. And where the fuck are you? All right. Click on that. 45-degree angle. Come over here. 45-degree angle. Boop. Okay. There you go. There you go. And then we're just going to line them up real quick, so that the RCS build aid shows that it's more green arrow, what the fuck? Green arrow and not red arrow. So I'm going to bring them in just ever so slightly, but I'm going to stay away from the dreaded cargo bay. Now for this one, I'm going to use the F key to go from local to absolute. Just going to back them up as far as I can and try to hide them just a little bit, because we're going for looks. Son of a bitch, where's the other one? Oh, I only used one. Gosh darn it. I only used a single symmetry. Oh wait, we're good. We're good. Never mind, never mind. Chaos avoided. Grab this. Bring it in. Bring it this way. Because we're going for looks. We're going for looks. We're going to turn all this off real quick. I can't see shit. Okay, going for looks. Remember, it's all about how it looks. It's got to look good. Well, it looks like shit now, but, you know, it's got to look good. All right, now we look at the center of mass according to the RCS build aid. All right. Our goal here is to get rid of this red arrow. This red arrow indicates drift. We want mostly green, not a whole lot of red. A little bit of a back and forth with this. There we go. And it's disappearing. It's almost gone. It's almost perfect. All right, it's whoa, actually no. Never mind. What the fuck? Well, I'm not too worried about this tiny little red arrow. In comparison to the big giant green one, the drift is insignificant. So I'm not too worried. As long as it's not a big ugly red arrow, we're fine. You can get it perfect if you want to, but I simply don't have the time right now. No time. No time, no time, no time. So I'm going to put this bad boy back here, make it look kind of cool. Alright. So there you go. Let's check the all around with this. Translation reference is direction of right, left, up, down, forward, backwards. So with this linear, the way I have it set up with the linear RCS ports, there's only 8 of them. They don't look too horrible. I can probably bring them into the body a little bit more. But they cover every single direction. Up, down, left, right, back, forward, and all that jazz. As well as, if you only have RCS ports, it can do roll without reaction wheel, of course. If you don't have any reaction wheel, it can do roll and it can do pitch. Beautiful, beautiful. Let me read chat real quick. Mode, so snap, Veos doesn't like absolute mode. I've been trying to school him for years. He may be a teacher, but he sucks as a student. Veos, I'm running out of ideas in KSP. Can you give me a fun mission, please? SSTO to Duna. Build a base there. Have it refuel and come back. There you go. Okay, here we go. So we have RCS. We have lift. We have control. We have power. We have command and control. We have engine. Now let's check our fuel one more time because we still have the small landing gear problem we have to deal with. All right. Let's see here. So, according to this, we have 4,000 delta V of air-breathing fuel. That's good. Rule of thumb is to have about 3,500. Now let's go ahead and see how much delta V we have for non-air breathing. And what I like to do is I'll come in here and I'll turn the fuel tanks off. I'll switch over from Atmo to space, basically, and I will turn on these tanks that have the oxidizer inside of them. And then I will switch the Rapier to closed cycle mode. Wow, look at that. We have over 1,000, which is enough to get into orbit. So this craft has enough delta V, according to Kerbal Engineer Redux, to get into orbit. It's got 1,000 delta V once it gets into space, in closed cycle mode. And for atmosphere, if we switch back over to air breathing, and we turn this off because we're not going to be using the oxidizer or the fuel that burns the oxidizer, so it becomes dead weight essentially through the atmosphere. We'll turn on these fuel tanks, which gives us 150, 300 units of liquid fuel. But in atmosphere, according to Kerbal Engineer Redux, it gives us 4,000 meters per second of air-breathing fuel, which is great. So we've got our 3,500 thumb for that. We got 1,000 for the other one. Does anybody have any questions before we continue on? Gosh damn it. No? No questions? All right. So moving on. Let's go ahead and click on our center of mass, as well as the RCS build aid. So our center of mass does not move. That's good. That works. Checking on center of mass again. When it comes to runway SSTOs, you want a small, you want small landing gear, right? Or for a small SSTO, but you want your landing gear just underneath the center of mass. Everybody paying attention? You want your landing gear just underneath the center of mass, maybe a little bit behind it. But the reason why is because when you take off, your craft is going to want to pitch up, okay? In order for it to pitch up, it has to have nothing behind it to keep the ass end from going down. If you have landing gears that are further back, it will not allow the nose to pitch up because it's not allowing the ass end to go down. Think of a seesaw. That's how you do it. So in order for this to work, you're going to have to allow it to have room in the back for the nose to go up and the back end to go down. That's the only way you're going to be able to take off when it comes to any aircraft or SSTO spaceplane. Alright? Cool. We're on the same wavelength. Sweet. Oh shit. Ah, fuck. Damn it. We're good. Let's save this real quick as just the T101. Whoops. Training 101. Veo, say hi to your students in chat. Some of them were tardy to class. Yeah, if you're trying to get my attention for chat, since we have 73 viewers right now, just click on the, I don't know how the hell orange. How do you make the Veos orange? It helps out a lot.
At Veos.
At Veos, okay.
Yeah, you actually have to do the at and then your name and then
Oh, really? Let's see. All right, let's continue on. We've already been doing this for 2 hours. Holy shit. It's supposed to be an hour stream. Name it class 201. Name it class 201 videos. Yeah, okay. Here. Okay. We'll name it class of 2025. How about that? There we go. Class of 2025 dash 001. 101. Okay. Now, I could go into more depth. I could go into a lot of fucking depth, but this is 101 stuff for this category. Okay? With everything that you've learned so far, the tilting of the wings, the green balls, I forgot what their name off the top of my head. The fact that you try to use as less wing space as possible for minimum drag, the rapier little trick to allow for less drag with small nose cone. Okay. And of course the 3500 delta V for air breathing and the 1000 delta V for closed cycle mode. I've already showed you the flight path that we're going to take. We're going to lick the ocean on our way up and around 40,000 degrees or whatever. 40,000 or 42,000. Apoapsis will switch over to prograde. Also, I've showed you the prograde core. Oh, the reentry probe. The reentry probe core. Let's go action groups. We're going to make number 0 control from here for the reentry probe core. Make number 9 control for here from the cockpit. Okay, and we're going to make number 1 toggle engine. And number 2 will be to toggle or manually switch the mode. And we'll make number 3 to open cargo bay doors. Alright. Boom, done, easy as shit. Now, I could have it so that it closes the air intake as well. But personally, I've noticed that if you close the air intake, technically you do save on drag, but it's so insignificant, it doesn't matter. Because you're already so high up by the time this thing kicks in closed cycle mode that it doesn't freaking matter. But to help everybody, to make everybody happy, this is what we'll do. We'll go to switch mode, right, number 2, and we'll also have it toggle the air intake as well. So it'll close the air intake when if we switch the mode manually, which is not going to work either because the mode is on automatic. You know what? Never mind. You do you. If you want to have it so it closes, that's fine. But I'm telling you right now, it doesn't make hardly any difference at all. All right. Last thing. Because I'm a freaking perfectionist, even though this is a training course. Can you guess what I'm doing? Can you guess? Can you guess? Can you guess? Can you guess? Why isn't it? Oh, there we go. Super concentrating. Super concentrating right now. Super duper concentrating. Lots of concentrating. Shh. Concentrating.
No.
Concentrate.
No. I'm just stirring the concentration.
Red. Then we'll come over here. And we will remove symmetry, make a green. Remove symmetry, make a green. And then up here, we will put the blink on. Okay. Good. Cool. All right. Okay. Let's read chat real quick. Name it class 201 so Veos can send it. Veos, orange. Orange, yes, orange. Veos, orange is best color. Throw some orange on the ship. Veos, once everyone uses Veos, it won't help as much Veos. Class of 2025, and the first thing he talks about is I can go into a fucking depth class. Sorry. my bad. Veos. Oh wait, I did test the version game does absolutely nothing. Really? Huh. Veos, is this a new SSTO series going over the different builds? If so, I would love to see a Prometheus build. The 2-ship SSTO build. The Prometheus build. Oh, you're talking about the really old career mode that I did. Technically it wasn't SSTO. It didn't get it. The larger craft got suborbital, and then the secondary craft was the one that went to the moon. Puts hand up to ask a question while opening SSTO book. Can you find page 1? Page of fucking depth. Yes, the page of fucking depth is in the back of the book. It's because it's not in the book. It's to be continued. All right. So we have RCS, we have power, we have fuel. Okay, I've explained everything. If you didn't write it down, it's your own damn fault. You failed. Now let's do this. Save and let's see if it works. We're gonna fill it up with crew. Everybody on board. Come on, there you go. Don't be shy. Oh shit. Put the pilot in the pilot seat. There we go. Okay, we're gonna fill it up with crew and see what happens. Launch. We're all gonna die. Veils have experienced better control during re-entry with the intake closed. Ship would flip out of control during re-entry with them open. That tells me that your center of mass and lift are out of whack. If your center of mass and lift are in tune, you would never have that problem. So, class, what is wrong with this picture? That's right. We need to go ahead and bring the landing gears slightly back. Not too far back, but it does look like it's a little too it's a little too close to the middle of the thing. Let's go back just a pinch. How about that? And oh, can't forget my first rule of safety. We're going to put one more on here. Get on there, little shit. Buck. Alright, we're going to put one more on here. But this is only going to be used to keep the tail from striking the back. Or, you know, who's he, what's he not. Okay? So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and, hey, give me. Retract that for now. And when we land, that's when it comes out. Alright, let's do this again. Fish, you must talk about Aero G... what? Aero GUI? It's so important for SSTOs. You have no idea. Really? Aero GUI? Whoa. I've never used it. Alright, this is pissing me off. There we go. Alright. I've never had to use whatever AirGI is. Sorry. Green and red lights on the sides of the plane are position lights. They only meant to face forward so you can see if the plane is facing you. If you see them, you see it from behind or not. Oh, okay, cool. I didn't know that. Thanks for that. The Dragonfly craft. You never made one of those into an SSTO. Just saying. Dragonfly craft. That's an old one. No idea why it won't let me tag. I don't know. I don't know. Okay. No, not my ass gear. Not the ass gear. Yes, guess who got a girlfriend? Oh, legal gamer. You naughty, naughty. Very naughty. You should be punished. Alright, here we go. Line it up. Now, this is going to be the maiden flight of this type of vehicle. We have gone over all the basics that you need in order to make an SSTO work. So let's see if all of it has come together to prove me either wrong or right. Make sure that your rapier is in automatic. Oh shit. Okay, yeah, so it's an automatic switching. Alright, down here. Make sure it's an automatic. Here we go. Engine on. Half power. Easy does it. Full power. Lifting up. We're off the ground. Gears up. Alright, since it's such a light craft, we're going to keep at this angle because I fear that it will blow up if we try to go faster at any lower of an attack angle. Check the see how the aerodynamics are working? Very nice. See, it's got a little X right here. That means it's stable. Very nice, creating a lot of lift. Whoa, that was a lightning bolt. All right. Pray that we don't blow up. We might have to go 10 degrees, to be honest. When the smaller the craft, the faster you accelerate, the more likely you are to burn up before you get in space. So keep that in mind. Fucking gorgeous. I'm thinking that we might have a problem here with heat. I should have pointed at 10 degrees right off the bat, but we might make it. Oh, the hot dogs of death. It's getting a little warm in the front. I think we're fine. I think we're fine. We're getting through the thicker atmosphere. Alright, cool beans. I am going to switch over to prograde in a hot second. We're at 38 degrees, 38,000, excuse me, 39, 40,000 apoapsis. Alright, almost there. About 42. I'm going to switch over to prograde. Switching over, prograde, now. What the shit? Oh! Ah. Damn. So, another thing you should look for is to make sure that your craft is in operational condition before you go flying, and that all the fuel tanks are indeed online. Let's open these back up, shall we? Thank you. Now, the more advanced version, I would actually go in here and have a action control group to turn off the lights, because the landing gears, their lights turn on when they're stowed away, which is a bug, but it is what it is. So unfortunately, that's what it is. She's definitely a keeper. She has she's Swedish. Like physical. Her name is Illegal Gamer. I'm so happy for you. Alt plus F12 menu under aerodynamics. You can enable aerial what GUI? Oh, most important metric to show. Oh, that's right. It's a bunch of numbers and stuff. I remember that. I want to keep that as close to 0 during supersonic flight and the skin drag. Yeah, I remember that. It's got a bunch of numbers on stuff. If you want to get super serious about the in-game mechanics when it comes to drag, you can definitely do that. Like super serious. Like if you're trying to win some sort of $5,000 trophy at the end of some, race or something. But anyway, sneezed on the line. Nothing to see here. Yes, nothing to see here. All right, let's try this again. In 3, 2, 1. We're gonna pull up. Alright, gears up. We're going to keep it just at maybe 5 degrees. I don't want to burn up. Look how pretty she is. She's really pretty. It's like a little dart. Very, very pretty. I like the thunder noise. Very nice. If your SSTO isn't breaking some sort of world record, why even bother? I know it. I know it. Heretic. Look how pretty. Oh. No hot dogs of death yet. There's our first one. Ooh, hey. Okay, good. It's going back down. It's going back down. Is this on automatic? Yes. All right. Prograde switching in 3, 2, One at about 42,000 degrees. Fucking degrees. 42,000 meters up. Yep, got it. There she goes. Whoa! Alright, so it's on prograde right now. Going into orbit. Miko in 3, 2, 1. Done. $788 meters per second delta V left over. We can use that for insertion burn. Two minutes out. One minute. Coming on 30 seconds. And I'm reading this up here. This mod is Kerbal Engineer Redux. Okay, here we go. And 3, 2, 1. Engage. Might have done it a little too late. That's fine. Alright. Not horrible. So we have 4,000 delta V left over for any maneuvers that we want to do. We got a full crew. So it's a tiny little transport. Honestly, this thing worked a little bit better than I expected, but the jeez. I could probably take way more fuel off of it. Me personally, I'm happy with how it turned out. Okay. There you go. Now let's test out the RCS. This is how I'm... Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a second. Oh shit. We're only at 69... Hold on. We're only at 69,000 periapsis. Gosh damn it. I stopped a little shy. Hold on. Give me a one hot second. Just a second. Hold on, hold on. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. He usually throws a sick paint job on it. Just messing though, because crafts always are top tier. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I mean, me personally, I don't think they're all that great, but it is what it is, I guess. Veos, pro tip. Panther is an interesting and viable addition to a Rapier SSTO. The Panther? I mean, I know a Panther's really great on Delta V. So, sure. I mean, I've made ships with Panthers before. That's fine. One second, let me get into orbit. I'm not quite into orbit yet. Now I've seen a lot of people. I'm not too big in part clipping. That's not my thing. But I've seen a lot of people go really, just go ham on the part clipping, and they'll actually put a nuclear engine and part clip it inside of a Rapier engine. Now, to each their own, right? It's their game. Have fun. Me personally, it eats away at me. I can't. I just can't do it. I'm sorry. I'm just sorry I can't do it. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right at all. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to test out the RCS. And then we're going to test out the landing. And it'll be the end of the stream. Hopefully everybody's learning something. Did you learn anything from the 101? We have not gone into super deep fucking depth book of SSTO yet. This is only one category out of 4. But have you at least learned something? As long as you have 3500 delta V for air breathing for a rapier, and at least 1000 delta V for your closed cycle for space, you will get into orbit. It doesn't matter if it's tiny like this or if it's a ginormous space plane. As long as you have those numbers, your chances of getting into orbit just jump to 90%. There are other factors involved, of course, like drag and whatnot, that I hope you learned on this. But there you go. 101 stuff. Very easy, very basic. What was I going to do? Oh shit, grab on something, boy. Oh, nobody has a... Ew. Well, what better way to test out our RCS than to have somebody in space that, you know, doesn't have any control whatsoever? Alright, RCS test. We're going to focus our camera on Tarlin Kerman. And let's check it out. In 3, 2, 1. Sideways motion's working pretty good. Go the other way. Alright, that's working pretty good. Let's go forward and back. Looking pretty good. Let's do this real quick. We're going to do a turnaround. Looks good. Okay. Nice. Alright, RCS is looking like it's doing really well. That's very nice. Okay, let's go ahead and pick up the Kerbal. Don't freeze on me. Let's see how good we are here. Nice and easy. Think we got it. And captured. Yes, I do both clipping and non-clipping designs. So on a non-clipping and no fairing design, I got MS, Delta V, and that is without ion engines. Yes, I used a Panther on that. Nice. Very cool. Yo, Veo is currently watching at work and lunch break. Cool. Appreciate it. If you have anything to say, please highlight my name so I can see you a lot better. All right, we have 68 watching. Looks like a lot of people learned a bunch of stuff and said fuck it and left. But that's okay, because I had nothing prepared for this weekend. So this is it. All right, let's see. Did anybody learn anything today?
No.
No? Okay, well, yeah. There you go, I guess. Where's the KSC? All right, activate. Where are we? We just passed it. That's fine. Alright, so for this design, since it's so small, we're going to try to do about halfway around Kerbal. And then activate engine. Make sure our trajectories mod is on. Slowing down. Slowing down. Sir, any homework today for us? No homework today. It's the weekend. Have fun. See y'all later. Or tuned in next time. Okay, see you later. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you. Big preach. I also want to say that this is my favorite channel, and you make some of my favorite videos. Oh, so thank you. I appreciate it. Oh my gosh. We're good. We're good. We're fine. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. All right, I'm going to go for this. Hopefully that will kill us. I'm going to click on the number 9 key and hit prograde. So 9 is our reentry probe core. And it no, actually 0, excuse me. 0 is our reentry probe core. It's going to point us to prograde what it thinks is prograde, which is actually straight up. All right, there we go. Leave it like that. We're going to close the cargo bay doors. Prepare for reentry. Holy crap-a-moly. That's a little too much. Hold on. Let's give it a, we're at 21,000 periapsis. Let's go to about 40 and switch back over. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Let's try 50 and switch back over. I think we'll be okay. I think we'll be okay. It's around the desert. I've noticed that if you aim for the desert, you should be fine. All right, let's zoom this up. Come on. So, reentry probe core doing its thing. Here we go. Veils, you forgot rain barrels. Damn it, I keep on forgetting the rain barrels. Shit! Bye, Dan. No, I'm not the best SSTO guy. That would be Matt Loud, obviously. Alright, let's see what happens. Now, if we've all been paying attention, the re-entry should work just fine because of the fact we have the center of mass that never really moves, and it's always going to be ahead of our center of lift. Right now, the shock nose cone is open, which we don't really need to worry about. Alright, here comes the double. See, it's doing the double. Look, it's got this double. Does anybody see the double? Am I the only one that sees? You know, fuck it. Oh, wait. Can we do the... Hold on. Somebody said turn off... Oh my gosh, there's 4 of them now. What the hell? Disable choke. I'm disabling it. I don't see shit. Toggle effects, turn off. What's that? Turn on, turn off. What does this do? I can't see shit. I can't see anything. Get out of here. Leave me. Turn on. What the hell? Ah! So we landed right where it said we were going to land. Isn't that a bitch? Switching over. No. Oi! Is this not? I guess not. Come on, man. Come on, man. I mean, okay, so re-entry was beautiful, right? It landed exactly where the trajectory mod said it was going to land. Which kind of sucks because I wasn't going for that. Come on, baby. See if we can hop, skip. Hop, skip. Hop, skip. Oh my gosh. Hop, skip, baby. Hop, skip. Hop, skip. Hop, skip. I wasn't going to say it. Yeah, it says, Avid Watcher, you're definitely better at SSTOs than Matt. No, no, no. There's a reason why Matt Lown has almost 800,000 subscribers and I don't. It's because he makes really cool stuff. We all know this. Are we there yet? This thing has a lot of fuel. And I'm not complaining either. It looks cool. It doesn't look great, but it looks cool and it's got a lot of fuel. So definitely a great beginner SSTO. You can F up so much in this thing and not have to worry about running out of fuel. Shameless self-plug. Is there a reason why you have such a steep re-entry angle of attack? I know in a previous video you had it much shallower. It depends, really. Sometimes I go 80 degrees. Sometimes I go 45. It depends on the craft. Like, depending on the structural design, if you feel like you can slam into the atmosphere like Starship does and survive without blowing up, then the question remains, why not? If you want to travel a little bit, you can bring it down to about 45 degrees and kind of skim the atmosphere for a little while. That's fine. I do know this, that going through the atmosphere as fast as possible is more desirable than lingering in the atmosphere if you don't want to, if your craft is susceptible to heat. The longer you're in the atmosphere for re-entry, the more hot dogs of death will pop up and the more likely you'll pop. The faster you get through the atmosphere, the more likely you'll survive. So For me personally, it's kind of like I'll either go 90 degrees or 80 degrees. But if I'm feeling like I want to have a little bit more of a fiery, flamey thing going on, I'll do 45 degrees. So it really depends on the craft's ability as well as your personal preference. And we are hauling ass. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up a little bit. And holy shit. Ooh, G-limit. Okay. No, I'm good. I'm fine. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah, little unstable. It's okay. Woo. Alright. We're good. Also, I was on prograde. It's the reason why I was flipping out a little bit. I had to switch prograde off. My bad. Alright, let's go. Damn it. It's coming. Alright, we are very lightweight right now, which is messing with our aerodynamic. Just a pinch. Easy, bitch. Easy. We need to get into the thicker atmosphere so we get some more leverage. There we go. Okay. We're good. So, a little bit of a control issue, but it's not bad. You can probably fix this. I don't even think elevons right here would fix it, to be honest. But maybe some more vertical controls. But still, it works. It works. As long as you don't try to maneuver it like a jet fighter, you're fine. Oh shit, we are way out of... Okay. Everybody on this craft is probably going to die. Just a heads up. Just a heads up. I think everybody on this craft's going to die. It's maiden flight. Maiden flight. We are going way too fast. Way too fucking fast. Yeah, if you notice, it's kind of got a yaw problem right now. So more than likely, you would need to either bring these up a little bit. But I think we're going to go for a water landing because we're going way too fucking fast. And this is not a jet fighter. Alright, we're going for a water landing. Not risking it. We're going in the Hudson. We're going in the Hudson. You're gonna have to fish us out. Here we go. Woo! All right. Not bad. Nice. Bail! Veos, open the cargo bay to act as an air brake. If I did that, it would probably have flipped the craft all over the place. Because suddenly it would create drag up here, which would technically move the center of lift forward above and beyond the center of mass. And this whole thing would have gone flip. Close the air intake would make it smoother. Yeah, you might be right. It might have made it smoother by a pinch, but not a lot. The problem that we're... And you are right. It would have made it smoother, but not by a lot. And I'm going to tell you what the problem really was. It was yaw stability. So we needed to have something in there to keep the craft from yawing back and forth. Alright. Well, it's been almost 3 hours. So this has been the class of 2025 for training of 101 training for basic rapier type SSTOs. I hope you learned something, because you can apply this same technique to any size SSTO, whether it's teeny tiny like this or freaking massive. You can apply the same technique to any SSTO. I wonder if I still have the massive... Hold on. If you're willing to stay here for 2 seconds, I'm gonna see if I have the massive one. The biggest one I've ever created. Yeah, whatever. I have no freaking clue. Star Raker, there it was, but no, that's not it. Alright, let's do this real quick. So this one was the biggest one I've ever created. It was... Where'd it go? Oi! I had it here a second ago. Okay. Ah, here we are. So this is Star Raker. I made a video of it. I was able to put this space station up in orbit. But this was a rocket type SSTO because I could not use actual jet engines in order to get it up there. It was way too big and massively too draggy in order to get it up there. This right here was a Dres mission SSTO. It was a 2-stage craft, but the main stage got into orbit just fine. Completely rocket. So it's a rocket space plane. Okay? That's one of the categories. Okay? This is a VTOL moon SSTO. It has rapiers, so this is a rapier type SSTO. But even though it's massive and it has VTOL capability, it still abides by the same mechanical principles that I just showed you in this stream. Same mechanical principles, nothing different. Same mechanical principles. Okay? Okay. So, there you go. Alright. Oh yeah, this bad boy. There. This is a rocket SSTO as well. It's carrying a... What was it? The biggest tank that's in the game? Right here. Plus is almost like 300 tons. Rocket SSTO. Okay. Good. Glad I could show you guys that. Same principle. Doesn't matter. Okay. So, any questions before we wrap it up for class of 2025? Veos, we need a helicopter 101. Closing Veos True SSTO King is Bradley. Oh yeah. You know, before him, there was somebody, and this was over a decade ago, so a lot of you probably were like in preschool, but his name was V4 Virus. Literally a V and a number 4 with a virus. That guy made beautiful SSTOs in early KSP. He doesn't exist anymore because YouTube was kind of going through its growing phases at the time, but I remember him. He was amazing. The one you just made is average. Massive, even, Veos. Is made as average, massive, even? Who? What do you what? Now I know that what's his name? The dude who does like the big massive SSTOs. Like the one that's like 3,000 parts that my computer would fry over. What's his name? You know what his name is. Show his name in chat. He's the dude that does like... He records it. He records these massive 3,000 part crafts. But then he speeds it up in order for us to see what it actually looks like. Because if he didn't speed it up, it would take like an hour for the graphics for the computer to be able to render everything. Stratton Blitz, yep, Stratton Blitz. So if you don't know who Stratton Blitz is, Stratton Blitz is, definitely check him out. He's really cool. He takes like several weeks in order to come out with a video, but it's obvious why. It's because he's using these 4,000 part crafts just to do a video, and it's just hammering his graphics card. But it does come out to be pretty good. Anyway, that's it for today. Thank you so much for being here. Love you all. Stay safe, and I hope you learned a little something. If not, I hope you were entertained. Are you not entertained? But there you go. I didn't have anything prepared for this weekend, which is why there's no cool looking special ship like this right here. Oh fuck. Oh no, I thought it froze on me. There's no cool looking special ship. Oh, well, this is cool looking, right? It's got the paint job. It's made to look, and it's VTOL, made to look old, right? Pretty cool. Didn't have any time to do any of that shit. And then there's another one with just like something like this. I had time to paint that. I didn't have time to do anything like that. And what was the last one we did last week? We did one last week that was really cool. The mining ship. The mining ship to make it look real dirty. There we are. Yeah, we didn't have any. I didn't have any time at all to do anything like this. But still, glad you were here. Hope you learned a little something. If not, hope at least that you were entertained. But all right, love you all. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next stream. Bye for now. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye. Bye, everyone. See you later. I'm so alone, sad, and lonely. My wife is rolling her eyes. Yeah. What? What did I do wrong? Nothing? Why are you looking at me like that? You better put that knife down.
Stop exaggerating.
If I'm not here next week, you know what happened. You know what happened. Don't walk this way.